Chapter is a character-based murder mystery set on a Native American reservation. Here, Jeremy Renner plays kind of hunter-tracker who discovers the dead body of a girl who's been raped way out in the wilderness, and because of the limited resources on the reservation, an FBI agent is called in to hunt down the killers and solve the case. That's essentially the plot of the movie, but because this is a character-based movie, it's much more about the relationships and how each of these characters respond to this situation that's unfolding. Overall, I thought this was a very solid movie. So let's talk about the good. Right off the bat, almost all the actors in this do a great job. In particular, all the main cast are really good. Not in kind of big, flashy, Oscar bait type performances, but in just subtle reactions to a situation and the nuanced performances, kind of building these characters to react like humans react, and not in big, flashy ways most of the time, just natural performances, behaving and talking the way humans behave. Also, another thing that just kind of really works here is just kind of the look and the feel of it, that it just feels like a place out there. It doesn't, that we're visiting this place, exploring it, and not just kind of seeing it, which is of course a beautifully shot movie, not just seeing it, but living in kind of the zeitgeist of this place, the worldview, the way they see things, their cynicism, a sadness that just kind of permeates this community and all the people there. And that's what the movie is. It's kind of drenched in this sadness that it pulls you into it while telling a compelling story and with characters you're invested in, but also in a place that's very sad and setting a tone that just works really nicely. And throughout the whole movie, or almost all the movie, we'll get into that in just a second on this, it just plays out very real, like something that happened, and it's based on real events, and so it makes sense, but it doesn't feel flashy, it doesn't feel Hollywoodized, like they're trying to add a bunch of flash into it. It feels grounded and real, and that's a lot of what pulls you into this world and this worldview of these people. Now, with that said, let's move on into the bad. And there's really kind of two things that came to mind in the bad side of things. And the first one is when the movie kind of deals with the bad guys that kind of pop up at different times in the movie. And it's not like big reveal type bad guys that show up, but I don't want to go into spoilers, so I'm intentionally using vague language. For when there's characters that clearly do evil things in the movie, they act so overtly bad and evil at times that it just, that like there's no self-preservation in some of the actions of these characters in it. They just go, what? And there's parts of it where they're just so suddenly goes into darkness and what people are doing and how cuckoo what they're doing is, that it steps out of believability, because you're just immediately thinking to yourself, what? These people are okay with this just as a group? They're that crazy? They're that bonkers? They're so unmoved by what just transpired in front of them that's obviously egregiously evil behavior, and they're okay with that? And there's kind of 2 points at time in the movie where this sort of thing happens, where you're watching it and it just felt suddenly, as a group, people were too evil for just how grounded the movie had been up to that point in time. And the other one is kind of related to that, but kind of on the good guy side of it, where it seems like some good guys do some pretty dumb things to where they, up to this point in time, they felt real grounded characters that make sense. They're not super experts. They're not utter failures. They don't feel like caricatures. They just feel like real people in a situation trying to solve it. And then suddenly they feels like they get pretty dumb suddenly, where it's like, how do you not know where this is headed? How do you not know this is really messy right here? And there's a point in time with all the good characters have a moment, it feels like, where they just get dumb. Like, how did you not see this coming? Because the audience in the movie just absolutely red flags everywhere. And when you have a movie so grounded, where what the audience is thinking lines up with what the characters are thinking and things like that, it feels out of place for them to suddenly get dumb and not notice warning signs. That's kind of my big negatives. Overall, I very much enjoyed the movie, besides just a couple elements that pulled me out because they just so over the top and the evil of certain characters and the okayness with bad behavior, and then the stupidity of characters. Beyond that, just great performances, a simple character-based mystery with just soaking us in this world view of a certain group of people and the atmosphere that they feel. Overall, I'm going to give this one an 8.5 out of 10. A solid thriller mystery, a type of movie that I like when movies like this are done well. There was a ton of these back in the 90s that did really well. Seems like there's less of them now. So if I'm being honest, I hope you go out and see this one. Check this one out so it does pretty well at the box office so that this movie can be successful so we get more movies like this. But how about you? What did you think about it? Tell me down below in the comments section. I do read those, and I do love to have great conversations with people that have different opinions about movies. And I've already had some interesting ones about this movie, and John Bernthal just kind of showing up for like 3 minutes in the movie, as well as, like they said, that the part where the people get kind of dumb. I've already been talking with people because I don't want to just talk about movies. I want to talk about movies with you. So if you're new, please consider clicking that subscribe button. Join the community here, the discussion. I like to talk about movies, rank movie, do some TV reviews, but really, like I said, I want to talk with you about movies, so join me in the comment section, and thank you for watching.